assault was. We're hearing that it was there was some violent stuff that happened, and also there could be some sexual stuff that happened there.
He was robbed, stripped of his clothing, while onlookers took video and laughed.
And I'm saying out of my mouth that I'm not closing. I'm going to continue to exercise my beer license and exercise my privilege license.
Who reportedly used racial slurs.
Welcome to the Reaction Radar. Today's event, we're going to be talking about an incident that happened in Mississippi. Is this fake, or is it a hate crime, or is the media just trying to lie again? We're going to break down what really happened and to draw our own conclusions.
Story out of Holly Springs, where both city and county investigators are looking into a possible hate crime over the weekend. The incident involves a white male who allegedly yelled racial slurs inside CJ's Lounge, a popular African-American gathering spot off the square. As WREG's Mike Suriani reports, what happened next was captured on several social media platforms.
We're at this point now to see just how bad the assault was. We're hearing that it was there was some violent stuff that happened, and also there could be some sexual stuff that happened during the assault.
Lieutenant Colonel Kelly McMillan with the Marshall County Sheriff's Office says the investigation into the reported beating of a white male at a popular African-American club in Holly Springs called CJ's Lounge is well underway. The incident reportedly happened early Sunday morning after the victim was reportedly heard using racial slurs.
At this point in time, that's a critical part of this investigation because we have heard the same thing. However, we want to make sure that that is exactly what happened, but and if it is, then that would be reacted on as well.
I was hearing him blare out and yell out the N-word repeatedly.
Miles Stone is part-time DJ and security at CJ's and says he heard the victim's derogatory remarks.
Everybody on planet Earth has to live with their choices, and he walked in there with a choice to be very hateful, very negative.
Now, police believe the incident started inside CJ's Lounge and spilled out into this courtyard. This is where investigators say the victim was beaten. He was robbed, stripped of his clothing, while onlookers took video and laughed.
The victim is, unfortunately, has his jaws busted open, his eyes busted. He's just in a terrible state of mind right now.
Holly Springs police are not releasing the video they were able to get off Facebook, describing it as too graphic. They also say the owner of CJ's has not been cooperative and has not provided video from the lounge's cameras. This security camera video from a convenience store across the street shows a large crowd Sunday morning near the lounge, but does not show the courtyard. Kelly McMillan says the search is on for more video of the incident.
We're trying to adopt some search warrants, get those done, and see if we can retrieve information from those social media accounts.
For your news leader in Holly Springs, Mike Suriani, WREG News Channel 3.
Getting to the bottom of what happened there, and CJ's Lounge has now been closed by the city for the weekend incident and a number of previous complaints. We've reached out to the owner for comment. We're told the victim has been released from the hospital in New Albany and is being interviewed by investigators. If you have information or if you have video, you're urged to contact Holly Springs Police or the Marshall County.
So what's your thought process on this so far? Please, I would love to hear what you're thinking or what your thoughts are. Drop a line in the comment. We're going to jump into another video here that shows a different perspective on this.
Holly Springs business owner is speaking out tonight, telling your news leader the reported beating.
In case you're wondering, that's him right there doing the alleged victim is in there doing that little dance thing that's going on.
Of a man on Sunday morning had nothing to do with his club. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Kirsch.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. The owner of CJ's Lounge wants to set the record straight, he says. The incident sparked local and regional outrage after it was first labeled a hate crime. WREG's Mike Suriani spoke with the owner and has details.
And I'm saying out of my mouth that I'm not closing. I'm going to continue to exercise my beer license and exercise my privilege license from the city of Holly Springs as long as I stay in compliance with the city ordinance.
This notice from the city was posted after several code violations and following the reported beating of a Caucasian male outside the business early Sunday morning.
I'm not going to go back and forth about black and white. I'm just saying He was belligerent and aggressive and an agitator and got handled by my security.
An issue is what happened involving the subject, seen in this security camera video, wearing brown shorts, a dark t-shirt, and baseball cap.
So, you know, whatever happened, right? It's up for debate on both sides of the aisle. I will tell you this, though. Looking at the gentleman here with the blue shirt, tan pants, and the baseball cap, you know, if any of you know anything about anything, you know, and got a little street smarts and street swag with you, you can see where he kind of like, you know, kind of dropped his hands down, kind of balled up. So you already know whatever happened, that conversation wasn't going well. You know, he already had it, whatever, it had escalated to this point. So, you know, but as you can see, there were two other gentlemen there talking to him. They seemed calm. The other one, you know, got his hands on the wall, chill, talking. So at this point, it's just whether or not it was a heated conversation or not, again, up for debate, right? However, from this point, as to what happened there, what they got on video, that gentleman dropping his hands, kind of like pulling up the pants, that's the aggressive stance. And again, if you know, you know, right? But let's just jump back into this.
Who reportedly used racial slurs against CJ's staff.
When the light came on at 2 o'clock with signals for everyone to exit the property, the party's over, he got upset and got in my security/managers. He got in his face and started saying, you know, derogatory language, using the N-word.
Fitzpatrick says the man was escorted out of the lounge but came back and was aggressive. He was reportedly seen.
Whoa. So again, both sides of the aisle. Debate is up for, you know, we're open for debate right now. So at one point, I guess they let him out. He gets out. He comes back in, and you can see what transpired. So again, thought process is getting interesting. Really want to hear what, you know, you guys have to say about this.
Seen in the parking lot outside CJ's throwing gang signs.
And they said that the guy swung on one of the other guys who was on the parking lot, and that initiated the fight outside, with his clothes being removed and so forth.
Fitzpatrick says to his knowledge the victim was not beaten with a stick or sexually assaulted, as investigators have suggested. He says what happened is unfortunate, that investigators have not asked to see his video.
To be honest with you, I have to be totally honest. I'm not here to clear up his name. I'm here to clear up mine and my business.
For your news leader in Holly Springs, Mike Suriani, WREG News Channel 3.
All right, trying to.
So I have a couple questions to ask of you guys. So this is my question. Regardless of that store owner, because, you know, we're just seeing a couple minute segments. We don't know what the entire story is, right? Let's say that store owner did have some issues, because, you know, sometimes the law would normally close down a business if there's too much crime and things of that nature, right? We don't know all the aspects of that. We're just looking at this incident that just happened. Now, my question to you is, do you think that that store owner should be chastised for what happened, right? They said it did not occur in the store, in the business. It happened outside the business. To a degree, the owners can, you know, be responsible for things, but, you know, this gentleman was escorted out. He came back in with an aggression. So, you know, in my humble opinion, I don't think that the store owner should be chastised for this. But what are your thoughts on that? My second thing is this. Do you really think that this was a hate crime, or is this just a hoax? Because, you know, and there's going to be the really blood-boiling question. Do you think the punishment that he got was deserving or not deserving? Again, I'm not saying I agree with what happened, right? Regardless if it was racial or not, and or the beating. But again, we're doing this for reaction and an engagement conversational piece. So I would love to hear your thought process on this, you know? So, as usual, drop a comment and let me know.
Set the record straight there, and the victim is originally from Ripley, Mississippi. We did find that out, and suffered a broken jaw. Police have one person of interest in the alleged beating.
Yes. When emotions are running high and headlines are screaming hate crimes, do we rush to judgment, or are we just afraid to wait for the facts? Sound off in the comments. Where do you stand? Thank you for tuning in. If you like this content, hit the button, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Until we meet again, stay informed and engaged. Have a good one.